All right, man. Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. So, Kendrick has taken everything from Drake at this point, and yeah. So we're gonna watch the video, and we're gonna come back and discuss. Before I'm gonna get my spill. This is Torture Talk. Hey, consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed. If you're on the fence, let me earn your subscription today. I really appreciate it. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content that's free. That's very free. Make sure you hit the like button. You know, I'm trying to get up to at least 500 likes on this video. And if you want to donate, you don't have to, but if you want to, links to the Cash App will be on the screen. So yeah, so we're gonna get into this video, and yeah.
Being at the lowest point it has ever been, all due to both the continuous barrage. Now, with Drake's career being at the lowest point it has ever been, all due to both the continuous barrage of diss tracks, performances, and music videos from Kendrick Lamar, and also the fact that every song he has released since his beef with Kendrick hasn't just been a musical train wreck in terms of their quality, but that they have also all flopped when it comes to gaining any sort of traction as hits. Things have never looked worse for Drake, as his status as a musical force has never been weaker, but now, after taking about a month off from releasing music and trying to manipulate the public opinion of hip-hop culture through major figures like DJ Academics and many others to try and portray this image that Drake hasn't just ever been better, but that he has generational music on the way, it's clear that despite how broken down and pathetic Drake's career looks right now, this has not stopped him from trying to change the narrative around his entire legacy at the moment and still try to level the score against Kendrick in any way he can, but as Drake even at this point has probably realized that he cannot defeat Kendrick in a direct lyrical matchup, this has left him trying to defeat him through a much different method, which for Drake now makes the goal for him to shift the way he is remembered for the rest of this year. And now in the...
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that he said in there that I agree with. In fact, I agree with everything he said. He's definitely trying to change the narrative. But like I said in previous videos, there's no way you can go when it comes to Kendrick, because he's what everybody was waiting for to take you out of here. So no matter what you do, there's even celebrities, there's even people who wanted you off of here. And he did exactly that. So everything he's saying is true.
Process of doing this, Drake wants to snatch the title of Song of the Summer and probably what will go down as Song of the Year at the current rate in Not Like Us, from Kendrick with a moment of his own that is even more memorable than that track. And now at this point, as Drake is no longer being dragged down by artists who don't have the same hit-making sensibilities and platforms as him like Sexy Red and Camila Cabello, and he is just locked in the studio giving us music where he is now the sole vocalist, the chances have never been greater for Drake to release a hit that can do wonders for his reputation, and being aware that his back is against the wall on some level right now. In response to the pressure, Drake has released not just one, but two brand new tracks that are actively working to diffuse one of the most dangerous and damaging rap songs to another artist's reputation that there ever has been, and in this moment, where Drake is against all odds and it has never really been more important for him to deliver. His two new tracks, which both appear on producer Gordo's new album titled Sideways and Healing, managed to take everything going on with Drake right now and somehow make...
So that's actually 7 tracks that he released. He released 7 tracks. 7. Since Kendrick has totally annihilated this dude. 7 tracks. And counting. Kendrick still has the 1. 4, but 1. Not Like Us. You see where we going with this?
Things even worse, because in this moment where Drake is at this point where his entire career is falling apart, he does not lean into the aspects of his artistry that may have made for easy hits like his pop rap bag, or with the infectious type of melodic rapping that is made up for the other portion of his greatest hits, and instead, Drake leans into the sound of what is without a doubt his most polarizing, and in many people including my own, his worst album, Honestly Nevermind style. And as Drake was already showing that he was going to dive into this sound more, as his Camila Cabello collabs were already leaning this way, All of this tells us is that the flop of those songs have not taught Drake one thing, because he is now only going deeper into a musical bag that really nobody wants to hear from him, and especially not.
That's 100% facts. You going back to the same junk. Like, that's why I said what Joe Budden said was true. He knocked you back into a whole nother genre. And it's like, what do you do at this point? Because you afraid to rap. And I think Drake can't rap without addressing the Kendrick thing. And I think that's what's really haunting him. He can't rap without addressing that. So he has to do something else. Because if he raps and he doesn't address it, people are going to definitely say, his fans are going to be mad. And say, oh man. So if he ignores it and just go the opposite way, start doing something else, cool. But we'll see.
On this time where Kendrick has really just made it lame to even listen to Drake, and now it will be fair to Drake in one regard. Sideways and Healing are way better than any other tracks he has released since the beef, as Gordo's production is actually pretty well executed here, as he clearly understands how to make great dance and house music sonically. But even with this is nowhere near enough to make an anthem that can compete on the charts and carry a Drake record into cultural relevance during this moment in time, and as there is...
That's crazy. I never seen that video, but I never noticed that that's the Spider-Man meme. The Spider-Man meme. I guess that's what Cole was saying. So I never seen that video. Well, that's the Spider-Man meme. And they actually went and did that. I don't even know how to feel about that.
Not one, but two tracks that showcase this massive issue with Drake. We see that even after all of his other failures recently, he has still not been able to recognize the reason why his new music is flopping, which seriously has to leave you concerned about the future of Drake's career when it comes to even being a fraction of the commercial force that he once was beyond everything else. As while these tracks are a step up from the incredibly low bar that Drake had set before this does not mean they are even the slightest bit good, because aside from Gordo's solid production, the vocal work from Drake is so generic and complacent that just like on Honestly Nevermind, we hear Drake take one of the most lively and energetic subcultures in all of music, and just morph and crush its spirit with some of the most lazy and tiring performances you can find, and this is really where all of his struggles are coming from. I mean, Drake has purposefully switched to a lane right now where he really doesn't even need to care about lyrics, and everything is just...
That's 100% facts. That's what everybody's saying. He switched to a lane where he don't have to care about lyrics. He could just say whatever. I dance, you dance, like, come on, bro.
It's about melodies and vibes, and even with that, it just feels like Drake is not even swinging to try and do anything here other than double down on what has defined what most people call the worst album he has ever released. And with Drake's lack of recognition to this problem, from these songs to the ones before them, as every single new track that comes out from Drake just has less of that magic that made Drake records before this at the very minimum, whether you loved or hated them, viral and infectious moments. Now he just sounds so lazy and tired with everything he is doing, and not in the way he used to before, when it just felt like he played his music purposefully safe just to keep everything in line to gain the most streams by simply being the most palatable artist out there in his lane. But now it sounds like Drake has genuinely lost the remaining strengths he had, as these songs are just so boring and based on the response people are already giving them. While Drake fans are convincing themselves that he is back and that he is on to better things now that he is done beefing with Kendrick. For everyone else, we are watching an artist struggle to find an identity to exist in, as he is plummeting beyond just being a lazy, complacent, or even just...
That's true. And I said this. He has nobody to work with. So everybody he was working with, everybody always saying, well, Drake made these people. Drake helped these people. These people helped Drake. And now you're starting to see that. He hasn't done nothing with none of these people because none of the people want to work with him. And guess what? There's no hits. He's not even cracking the top 10 with some of these songs. Not even. That just goes to show you that who needed who more? Who needed who more?
for his own standards, an artist whose musical quality is no longer on par with the ceilings they once reached. But now most crucially to the Drake brand, he is becoming an artist that is no longer even entertaining in the slightest. And with this factor of entertainment really being the driving denominator of why Drake has still found success for about the past decade of his career, because we all know that through some of the most ridiculous music he has released, while nobody really thinks it's good, it has always been interesting enough that through the crazy music videos, covers, weird hooks, and lyrics, that overall, with just the pure virality and trendiness everything he did was always designed with, no matter what musical gimmick he was implementing, it was always able to be at the center of everything because it played to the factors of what garnered the most streams and engagements in this digital era of music, but he's no longer even doing this as now. Even this part of Drake's skill set feels compromised as it has vanished. And with the quality being so down the drain at this point, and Drake now feeling like this lifeless avatar that is just phoning things in to try to keep up this impression to himself that he is still doing great, which I think he also thinks is tricking the world into thinking that this beef has never hurt him, which everything else from—
Yeah, that's another thing too. I don't know why he pretending like he's not really fazed or damaged by this. It's like, come on, bro. You are fazed and damaged by it because you constantly posting about it. Instead of getting in the booth. Listen, me and Kendrick, if I'm Drake, we would have went to hell. Ain't no way in the world. We would have went back and forth until one of us stopped. We would have made a spectacle out of this. We would have still been battling until people say, y'all need to just chill. We would have kept going. But there's a reason why he stopped. Two reasons. One of the reasons why, because Kendrick Lamar is just that damn good. And when he said he had 5 more, 10 more, 20 more, you don't know what he got. So that's one of the major reasons why I believe that he stopped. Another reason why I believe he stopped, because he can't keep up. He can't. He can't keep up with Kendrick. And I think he's low-key scared of Kendrick now. I think he is.
The numbers to just the public opinion clearly disagrees with. All in all, this is just really sad at this point because we are watching an artist who was once at the center of everything lose the ability to even be the slightest bit memorable, and all of this really makes you put into perspective just how monumental this beef was, because aside from music Kendrick gave us that was great, and Drake and Kendrick's initial back and forth, the ripple effects of this beef have been much more significant than most other feuds in rap have genuinely ended up, because where in 2018, for example, after Drake vs. Pusha T, Drake came back and released one of his most successful albums ever with Scorpion, and went on to drop an array of #1 hits that summer, which definitely limited the impact and damage of what Push did on some level.
So, but some of them joints, was there features on them? That's the question I have. What does those #1 have features? Most of them probably did. And I didn't like Scorpion, and I thought most of his albums after Nothing Was the Same. And if you're reading this too late, just regular shit to me. Regular. Wasn't nothing super crazy. Just all regular. I know people saying that classic Scorpion's a classic. Nah. If I sat here and said, I told you a good 10 songs from Drake's catalog, after, if you're reading this too late, you probably won't know what album they came from. And that's not the making of a classic. I'm sorry.
For Drake now, he no longer has that same touch to just be the hit factory that he was, as his feature stimulus package is gone, and the grip he had on the pulse of what is trending and he should jump on to make massive hits has vanished as well. And overall, with us being now at this point, with the Camila Cabello songs and now these 2 tracks all leading to the fact that at this point in time, the summer is either over for Drake and he will be taking more time off from here, or that he is going to be releasing something like Honestly Nevermind 2 in the coming weeks. Either way, with music releases like these, we have seen Drake just redefine what it means to be a loser in rap beef, and as he has failed again to shift the tides just one bit in terms of what is hot and what records people are streaming. All of this is only getting more pathetic on his end, and who knows how much lower he will end up sinking at this rate. And now with all that said, let me know, what do you think of these new Drake songs, and do you think that he will ever be able to come back in terms of just being able to make music that can actually garner attention like it once did? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you want to see how Kendrick Lamar is scaring more rappers beyond Drake in a way that is going to affect the near future of the genre, as people are just...
Alright, so I'm going to stop it right there. Yeah, again, I apologize for YouTube actually doing that to the video. This is the full version of it. Yeah. Kendrick has taken everything. It's the takeover. You know what I'm saying? Like, you witnessing the takeover. The downfall of Drake has begun. And I think it's begun a long time ago, but I think now it's starting to become very significant and people seeing it for themselves. Yeah. I just think that Drake at this point, he's doing other music because he kind of have no choice. Because him doing rap right now, if he ain't coming out with nothing better than Not Like Us, then it's no point. There's no point. Because at this point, nobody want to hear nothing from Drake unless it's better than Not Like Us. At least people in the rap world. He could do other music. Don't be surprised if Drake does a country song. I can see it happening. Because country rap is actually growing fast and it's becoming pretty big. So I can see him doing something like that and, you know, taking on that persona. But no matter what he does, he was exposed. And Kendrick has exposed him to the point where he's going to get scrutinized on everything he does now. There's no accent you can tell me. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get scrutinized on everything that he does now. And I think that it's good. It's good that he gets scrutinized because people need to hold Drake's feet to the fire because a lot of times we give him a pass. And we've been giving him a pass for the last 10 years with a lot of this dumpster fire music he's been putting out. And nobody wants to hear it. So, but either way, man, thank y'all for watching. See y'all. Peace. Love y'all.